I started focusing on the topic of business relationships, mainly because of the work experience I had as a young manager. So during this time period, I was trying to sell furniture for a rattan furniture company to all sorts of wholesale retail buyers. And what I learned is that some relationships went really well and others went really badly. And I could never really figure out why. So when I got a PhD and was asked to pick a dissertation topic, I wanted to understand, well, what makes relationships work and why don't they work? So the premise behind partnering with a frenemy is basically the idea that most partnerships tend to fail rather than to succeed. And in fact, the failure rate is a little higher than the success rate. The question is why? And my observation has been that most partnerships which start out well as friends will often devolve into a frenemy situation. There can be conflict, a divergence of goals, and for those reasons, that's why I've named the book Partnering with a Frenemy. I tend to suggest ending a relationship more than working it out because I think the natural tendency for most firms is to stay in a relationship really a little too long and throw in a little too much resources and efforts to make that work. So these days I tend to tell firms to, really just actively consider the possibility that maybe you're better off moving on. So I'm very excited about the work that I'm doing right now in multi-channel sales attribution. And there's a couple of different issues here that we're interested in. The first is just understanding how buyers are purchasing in online and offline environments, how they use one channel over another and for what reasons and what the patterns are. The second big thing that we're really interested in here is how purchases carry over from the offline to online environment. So for example, how do purchases in a retail store lead to purchases online or vice versa? Well, I'm delighted to be named an ISBM Fellow for a number of reasons. The first and foremost is just the tremendous contribution that the ISBM has played in my own career. Because of the ISBM, I've received funding for my research projects, I've been connected with great companies that have provided me with data, and I really have learned a lot from talking to the executives and academics associated with the ISBM.